It was Austin, Texas we were in with the Oak Ridge boys, the old Oak Ridge boys, Willie Wynn, Smitty Gatlin, Herman Harper. And Brock was going to close the program with the Lord's Prayer. So we got up there and he sang the first line, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Give us this day our daily bread. So I'm playing the piano, see, and I turn around here away from the audience and I say, lead us not into temptation. And he said, lead us not into temptation. and then I turned back and say, well, I'm lost now too. And Brock says, huh? Well, here was Smitty Gatlin in the back of the auditorium.
Dying.
Doubling over, I mean in the floor laughing. And they began to rib Brock about it afterwards, and Brock said, well, if anybody else in the world had written that song, I could have just improvised and gone ahead and made up the words.
Bill, Ben was talking a few moments ago about Brock forgetting words. I had the opportunity one time, well, several times, to ride with J.D. and the Stamps many years ago. And the first date was in Alma, Arkansas. And J.D. was pretty popular over there. And he first let the quartet go out and they'd sing.
Where was that?
You don't go back. It's too late. It's not there anymore.
The town's gone, J.D.
And so the audience was just drinking every pitch and every word and just right on the edge of their seat. And when J.D. said,
means like they were eating it up.
he was ever more selling, you know. You're right. So it came to the part where he had the recitation. And everything got real quiet, and I was the only one in there was just dying to laugh. And I was right in the middle of the auditorium. And J.D. said, the Lord is my... He came back and said, the Lord is my... By this time, I was already sitting down, just dying laughing, and everybody else was crying. He said, the Lord is my... And he just got up, walked out, right in front of all the audience, went and got in the bus and stayed there. He did not come back to the evening.
While we were on JD, we could be here for a while. Yeah, we could be here all day. Said nobody in the world like J.D. Sumner, everybody knows it. But years ago in Dayton, Ohio, this is many years ago, I don't know why, J.D. came off stage and I met him in the hall. We was going on or been on something. I said, J.D., I've been telling people all over the country that there ain't nobody I hadn't rather hear sing than you. And J.D. misunderstood me, you see. So big old tears come in his eyes. And he laid his arm around my shoulder and he said, appreciate it, buddy. It must have been 3 or 4 months later when J.D. was somewhere else. And I met J.D. again. I said, J.D., I'm still telling people all across the country that there ain't nobody I hadn't rather hear sing than you. And J.D. said, wait just a minute. Run that by me. Said, if you said what I thought, you've been laughing at me for 3
months. Speaking of JD. Go ahead, Wendy. The only time I always go around bragging about I never had a headache, toothache, earache, stomachache, nothing, but I got down one time bad. Something happened to me, and they had me in the hospital in Atlanta. And you know JD's bad to lie. Well, this is one of JD's lies. They had me in the hospital in Atlanta, and old JD come by to see me. And they had me all sedated. Man, I didn't know what was going on. one time that blood thing had come out of me, and I nearly bled to death before they found out it'd come out of me where they stick it in you. Well, couldn't nobody come in there. My wife could come in there like 3 minutes a day, and my daughter's 3 minutes a day, and Ron 3 minutes a day. So old JD come in there to see me. They says, you can't go in there to see him. He said, what do you mean I can't go in there to see him? I said, I'm his brother. Said I flew from China or somewhere. So the nurse came in there, and keep in mind, man, I'm sedated. I don't really know what all's happening. And she said, would it be all right? Do you feel all right? I said, yeah. She said, would it be all right if your brother came in here for about 3 minutes? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, when I come here, I didn't have no brother. About that time, old JD walked in by and said, brother!
Yeah.